Over 60, never drink beet juice. With these 7 foods, it can cause serious health problems. The humble beetroot, a vibrant root celebrated for its profound health benefits, possesses the remarkable ability to transform our well-being. It's a potent ally for circulation, a champion for liver health, and a powerful booster of stamina. Many embrace their morning beet juice with a sense of accomplishment, believing they are embarking on a path of cellular renewal and vital energy. However, this powerful elixir, when not handled with care, can harbor hidden dangers. The very compounds that grant beets their extraordinary healing properties can, with a single misstep, turn beneficial into detrimental, leading to a cascade of adverse effects that often go unnoticed. This is not about demonizing beetroot, but rather about understanding its intricate interactions within our bodies, especially as we age. The raw truth is that certain popular, seemingly innocuous pairings can inadvertently wreak havoc on our digestive systems, disrupt nutrient absorption, place undue stress on our kidneys and liver, and even compromise the very health benefits we seek. Without proper knowledge, we risk transforming a natural remedy into a silent saboteur, undermining our efforts toward optimal health. One of the most prevalent and, unfortunately, insidious mistakes is the addition of lemon to beet juice. On its surface, this combination appears not only harmless, but actively beneficial, invoking images of vitamin C, freshness, and detoxification. Yet, the stark reality is that lemon's intense acidity clashes violently with the delicate balance of compounds within raw beetroot. This interaction causes an immediate and significant shift in the juice's pH. For seniors, particularly those grappling with conditions like gastritis, acid reflux, or general stomach sensitivity, this acidic onslaught can manifest within minutes as sharp heartburn, waves of nausea, or a deep-seated sour stomach, all without the individual connecting the dots back to the innocent-looking lemon. Beyond immediate discomfort, the acidity profoundly interferes with the absorption of beetroot's vital nutrients. Beets are a treasure trove of plant-based iron and potent pigments, crucial for robust blood production and effective circulation. These nutrients require a stable internal environment to be properly assimilated by the body. The hyperacidic environment created by lemon disrupts this delicate process, effectively inhibiting iron absorption and nullifying one of the primary reasons people turn to beet juice for increased energy and improved oxygenation. This acidic shock can also overstimulate the stomach's acid production, a particularly unwelcome reaction in older adults whose digestive linings are often thinner and more fragile. For those prone to reflux, the irritation can extend painfully to the esophagus. While a tiny splash of lemon for a hint of brightness might be permissible, copious amounts, half a lemon or an entire one, cross the line into problematic territory. If a touch of brightness is desired, extreme moderation is key. A few mere drops, never a generous squeeze. And for those with any hint of digestive sensitivity, it's far wiser to forego lemon entirely, allowing the body to fully embrace beetroot's inherent goodness. Another profoundly common and damaging practice is sweetening beet juice with honey or refined sugar. The earthy, sometimes challenging flavor of raw beetroot often prompts people to reach for a sweetener, believing it's a harmless enhancement. However, the moment concentrated sugars are introduced, the body's entire metabolic response to the beet juice is fundamentally altered. Beets are prized for their natural nitrates, which the body skillfully converts into nitric oxide, a compound vital for relaxing blood vessels, promoting healthy circulation, boosting stamina, and regulating blood pressure. When honey or sugar is added, this critical nitrate conversion process is severely hampered. Consequently, the very cardiovascular benefits most sought after from beet juice are significantly diminished. The drink transforms from a natural tonic into a simple sugary beverage, leading to rapid spikes in blood glucose and offering only a fraction of the intended circulatory support. This sugar-nitrate conflict is particularly perilous for seniors. Added sugars trigger an immediate insulin response, which can then cascade into inflammation and oxidative stress, especially for individuals already managing diabetes, prediabetes, liver conditions, or metabolic syndrome. Even natural honey, despite its perceived health halo, acts as a rapid sugar in the bloodstream, potentially accelerating fat accumulation in the liver, exacerbating insulin resistance, and leading to jarring energy crashes. For those with elevated creatinine levels or compromised kidney function, the burden of processing excess sugar places an unnecessary and harmful strain on these vital organs. The encouraging news is that beetroot possesses a subtle, natural sweetness that becomes more apparent as taste buds adjust with regular, pure consumption. If a milder flavor profile is absolutely necessary, opt for low-impact additions like a crisp green apple or hydrating cucumber. These fruits offer freshness and fiber without interfering with nitrates or causing blood. Sugar fluctuations. In essence, sugar and beet juice are fundamentally incompatible if you aim for therapeutic benefits. Preserving the purity of beet juice ensures your heart, liver, and energy levels will reap the full intended rewards. The seemingly innocent pairing of beet juice with orange juice, both lauded for their vitamin content, can, for many, prove surprisingly problematic. This combination often triggers a cascade of digestive woes, particularly for seniors or individuals with pre-existing digestive sensitivities. The core issue lies in the high acidity of oranges. When combined with the natural sugars and other compounds present in beetroot, the mixture becomes a breeding ground for intestinal fermentation. This leads to an unpleasant overproduction of gas within the gut, manifesting as bloating, cramping, and uncomfortable abdominal distension. For those suffering from gastritis, acid reflux, or irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, this reaction can be swift and intensely unpleasant. Beyond digestive discomfort, the sheer volume of vitamin C in oranges, while beneficial in isolation, can interfere with the efficient absorption of beetroot's nitrates. These are the very compounds responsible for enhancing circulation and lowering blood pressure. When vitamin C dominates the blend, the conversion of nitrates to nitric oxide is less effective, significantly diminishing the cardiovascular benefits of the beet juice. Instead of supporting heart health, the combination subtly negates its positive effects. Furthermore, this blend places an additional burden on older digestive systems. The natural sugars from both beetroot and oranges, stripped of their original fiber structure during juicing, are rapidly absorbed into the bloodstream. This can result in sudden and pronounced spikes in blood glucose, especially for seniors, individuals with prediabetes, or those experiencing fluctuating blood pressure. A much safer approach, if you enjoy citrus, is to consume beet juice and orange juice at separate times, allowing your digestive system and circulatory system ample space to process each individually ensures optimal benefits. Beet juice thrives on a relatively empty stomach for peak nitrate conversion, while orange juice is best enjoyed earlier in the day with food to mitigate its acidity. Thus, despite its visually appealing brightness and refreshing taste, the beet and orange combination is one that often leads to more harm than good, particularly when consistent digestion and robust heart health are paramount concerns. The idea of adding vinegar to beet juice, perhaps as part of a perceived detox tonic or health hack, might seem logical, but it represents one of the most significant missteps one can take with this potent root. Beetroot's primary health advantage lies in its rich nitrate content, which converts to nitric oxide, improving blood flow and regulating blood pressure. However, the potent acetic acid in vinegar can decimate a substantial portion of these vital nitrates before the body even has a chance to utilize them, effectively neutralizing the key benefit of the beet juice. The detrimental effects extend beyond nutrient depletion. The high acidity of vinegar can irritate the delicate lining of the stomach, especially when combined with raw beet juice, exacerbating conditions like reflux, gastritis, and general digestive sensitivity. Many seniors report a burning sensation, nausea, or a heavy, uncomfortable feeling in their stomach shortly after consuming this mixture. Furthermore, both beetroot and vinegar independently influence blood pressure. beetroot by lowering it, and vinegar by affecting sodium and potassium balance. Their combined effect can lead to unpredictable drops in blood pressure, resulting in dizziness and weakness, particularly for individuals who already have naturally low blood pressure. For those seeking a detoxifying effect, adding vinegar is counterproductive. Instead of supporting the liver's natural detoxification processes, the acidity forces it to work harder to rebalance the body's internal pH, increasing metabolic stress. This added acid load also poses a significant challenge for individuals with kidney issues, compelling the kidneys to neutralize compounds they should never have had to contend with in the first place. The simplest and most effective strategy is to maintain the purity of beet juice. If a lighter, more refreshing texture is desired, opt for water, cucumber, or a low-acid fruit like green apple. Vinegar has its own merits, but it is not a suitable companion for beetroot. Incorporate it into salad dressings or cooking, but keep it far removed from your morning beet juice to safeguard your stomach, blood pressure, and the invaluable nutrients that make beetroot such a remarkable healing food. While seemingly a reasonable attempt to enhance the texture and nutritional profile, blending beet juice with milk or other dairy products is an amalgamation that invites significant digestive distress, nutrient loss, and inflammation. The fundamental conflict arises from the interaction between beetroot's natural acidity and the proteins found in milk, particularly casein. This causes premature curdling within the stomach, not in a controlled, digestible manner like in yogurt fermentation, but as a sudden, indigestible mass. The consequence is a feeling of heavy digestion, prolonged fermentation, and the unpleasant symptoms of bloating, gas, reflux, and a persistent sensation of having a rock in the stomach that can linger for hours. Adding to the complexity, milk requires a specific digestive environment, while beetroot stimulates the production of stomach acids and bile flow. This clash of digestive processes leaves the body struggling to adequately break down both components, leading to diminished absorption of vital nutrients, including calcium from the milk and beneficial compounds from the beetroot. This is the antithesis of the intended health benefits. For individuals with lactose intolerance or slower digestion, which becomes more prevalent after the age of 50, this combination frequently results in pronounced nausea, cramping, and a rapid onset of acidity. Furthermore, this pairing can place an undue burden on the liver. Beet juice's ability to boost nitric oxide and improve circulation is counteracted by dairy's tendency to slow digestion and thicken stomach contents. When consumed together, the liver is forced to work overtime to process metabolic byproducts from both sources simultaneously, potentially increasing inflammation rather than reducing it. Individuals managing fatty liver, sluggish digestion, or a history of reflux should absolutely steer clear of this combination. If a creamier texture is desired, safer alternatives exist. Coconut water, for instance, provides hydration and electrolytes and blends harmoniously with beetroot without triggering digestive conflict. Cucumber also imparts a smooth consistency and refreshing quality while supporting kidney and liver cleansing. These choices facilitate more efficient bodily function rather than creating additional work. Dairy has its place in a balanced diet, but it is not a suitable additive for beet juice. Maintaining their separation will yield significant benefits for your stomach, liver, and overall energy levels. The union of beet juice with spinach, while appearing to be a supercharged nutritional blend, inadvertently creates a biochemical challenge for the kidneys and bones. Both beets and spinach are remarkably high in oxalates, natural plant compounds that have a strong affinity for binding with essential minerals like calcium, magnesium, and iron. When consumed in substantial quantities, or, crucially, when combined, the body's capacity to process and eliminate these oxalates can be overwhelmed. The most significant risk associated with this high oxalate load is the development of kidney stones. Oxalates from both vegetables can readily bind with calcium in the kidneys, forming calcium oxalate crystals, the most common and painful type of kidney stone. This poses a heightened threat to individuals with a history of stones, reduced kidney function, mild dehydration, or even insufficient magnesium intake. This combination can rapidly push the body into a state of oxalate overload, where crystals silently accumulate over time, incrementally increasing the risk of stone formation without immediate symptoms. Another insidious consequence is mineral blockade. Oxalates essentially sequester vital nutrients, particularly calcium and iron, thereby hindering their absorption by the body. Therefore, what many perceive as a potent nutritional boost is, in reality, a diminished nutrient uptake coupled with increased digestive workload for eliminating unused compounds. Over time, this can contribute to weakened bones, exacerbate anemia, and lead to fatigue and muscle weakness. Individuals with gastrointestinal issues like IBS, gastritis, or low stomach acid are particularly vulnerable. High oxalate juices can transit through the digestive system too rapidly, leading to irritation, bloating, cramping, loose stools, or an urgent need for bowel movements. Seniors, who naturally experience a reduced ability to clear crystal-forming compounds, face a significantly elevated risk of oxalate buildup. This does not imply that spinach or beetroot are inherently bad. Rather, it highlights that they should not be juiced together, especially in concentrated amounts. For those who enjoy incorporating leafy greens into their beet juice, it is advisable to choose low oxalate alternatives such as kale, mint, celery leaves, or romaine. If spinach is a favorite, it is best consumed cooked or at a separate time of day, rather than raw and blended with beets. Your kidneys perform a vital, continuous function. This is one dietary pairing they should not be forced to contend with. The visual appeal of beets and carrots as a juice duo, their vibrant hues and reputation for nutrient density makes them seem like an ideal partnership. Individually, each root vegetable offers considerable health advantages. However, when juiced together in a concentrated raw form, they create a silent metabolic overload that can prove taxing for the kidneys, liver, and blood sugar regulation. Both beets and carrots are classified as high oxalate root vegetables, while moderate consumption of each individually is generally manageable for most. Combining them in a single potent juice dramatically elevates the oxalate concentration. This significantly amplifies the risk of developing calcium oxalate kidney stones, a particular concern for seniors, individuals with diabetes, those who are dehydrated, and anyone with even mild kidney impairment. The oxalates from both roots readily bind with calcium, forming sharp crystals that can accumulate imperceptibly until they trigger pain, inflammation, or urinary complications. The secondary concern revolves around the blood sugar impact. Beets and carrots both contain substantial natural sugars. When juiced, the fiber that normally moderates sugar absorption is removed, allowing these sugars to enter the bloodstream with alarming rapidity. For individuals managing insulin resistance, prediabetes, fatty liver, or a sluggish metabolism, this combination can lead to pronounced glucose spikes, followed by debilitating fatigue, intense cravings, and heightened inflammatory stress. Over time, these blood sugar fluctuations can compromise efforts to control glucose levels and potentially worsen metabolic conditions. Some individuals also report digestive discomfort following the consumption of this mixture. The absence of fiber to buffer the sugars and oxalates can lead to rapid fermentation in the gut, resulting in gas, bloating, and a heavy feeling in the stomach. Seniors with their naturally slower digestive processes or lower stomach acid levels are especially susceptible to these symptoms. Once again, the issue lies not with the vegetables themselves, but with their concentrated combination. Each root is a health-promoting food when consumed whole, cooked or enjoyed separately on different days. However, routinely juicing them together introduces an excessive amount of sugar, a high concentration of oxalates, and a critical lack of fiber into a single beverage that the body is not optimally designed to process. A much safer and more beneficial approach is straightforward. If you are consuming beet juice today, opt for a different vegetable instead of carrot. If carrot juice is your preference, enjoy it on its own or blended with low oxalate, low sugar additions such as cucumber, celery, or a small portion of green apple. This ensures that you can still harness the nutritional power of both roots while protecting your kidneys, stabilizing your blood sugar, and avoiding unnecessary metabolic strain, just not within the same glass. Now that we've illuminated the 7 potentially harmful combinations, let's pivot to the optimal method for harnessing the remarkable benefits of beet juice. Beetroot stands as one of nature's most potent remedies for enhancing circulation, supporting liver function, boosting energy levels, and promoting cardiovascular health, but only when prepared and consumed correctly. The most common pitfalls involve 2 primary errors: consuming excessive quantities and pairing it with the wrong ingredients. The body doesn't require a forceful, overwhelming detox blast. Rather, it thrives on the right dose at the opportune moment and prepared with precision. Firstly, respect the dose. A single medium-sized beet per day is the ideal amount. Beets are rich in natural nitrates that convert to nitric oxide, thus improving blood flow and lowering blood pressure. However, an overabundance of nitrates or oxalates can strain the kidneys and potentially lead to dizziness or stomach discomfort. Approximately 100 to 120 milliliters of freshly extracted juice from 1 medium beet offers sufficient benefits without overburdening your system. Secondly, drink it pure. This means no added sugar, honey, or artificial sweeteners. Beet juice functions optimally in its clean, unadulterated form. Sweeteners not only spike blood glucose, but also diminish the efficacy of nitric oxide. Your body assimilates nutrients more effectively when the flavor is natural. If the inherent earthy taste is a challenge, blend it with cucumber, celery, or a small piece of green apple. These gentle additions complement digestion without undermining beetroot's benefits. Thirdly, consume it on an empty, light stomach. The prime times are first thing in the morning or about 30 minutes before lunch. When your stomach is relatively empty, the conversion of nitrates to nitric oxide is more robust, digestion is smoother, and the energizing effects are more pronounced. Avoid drinking beet juice immediately after a heavy meal, as slow digestion can impede nutrient activation. Fourthly, fresh is best. Nutrients in beet juice begin to oxidize within minutes of extraction. Stored juice loses potency and can even begin to ferment, particularly after 12 to 24 hours. Freshly squeezed beet juice delivers the most potent nitric oxide boost, the highest concentration of liver-supporting betalains, and the fullest antioxidant impact. For maximum benefit, consume it within 10 to 15 minutes of preparation. Fifthly, sip slowly, don't gulp. Beet juice is a functional tonic, not a rapid shot. Slow sipping allows your digestive system to process the nitrates gradually, preventing stomach overload or sudden blood sugar spikes. Seniors, in particular, will notice a more stable blood pressure response when consuming beet juice at a leisurely pace. Finally, rotate it. Avoid consuming the same blend daily. Your kidneys, liver, and gut benefit from variety. Alternate beet juice with low oxalate options such as celery, cucumber, or leafy greens. This practice preserves your mineral balance and minimizes the long-term accumulation of oxalates. When consumed according to these guidelines, pure, in moderation, fresh, and at the appropriate time, beet juice transforms into a powerful daily ritual that fortifies your heart, brain, energy levels, and detoxification systems without the risks of overload or nutrient interference. In conclusion, beet juice has the potential to be one of the most transformative health habits you can incorporate into your daily routine, significantly boosting circulation, providing robust liver support, amplifying energy, and enabling your heart to function with greater efficiency. However, as we have thoroughly explored, the method of consumption is as critical as the act of drinking it itself. The wrong combinations can trigger unpleasant fermentation, irritate your stomach lining, obstruct the absorption of vital nutrients, and even elevate your risk of developing kidney stones. Conversely, the correct approach transforms this humble root into a potent natural therapy. Therefore, the next time you prepare beet juice, remember these fundamental principles. Keep it pure, maintain its freshness, and preserve its simplicity. 1 medium beet consumed at the optimal time, and crucially, without the addition of harmful ingredients, is the key. Allow this revitalizing juice to nourish your body precisely as nature intended. If today's revelations have helped you identify and correct a mistake you were unknowingly making, please consider liking this video. This not only supports the channel, but also signals to YouTube that valuable, senior-focused health education is important. Share this video with anyone who regularly drinks beet juice. You might just prevent a silent health problem. In the comments below, share which combination you were previously using and what changes you plan to implement starting today. And to ensure you don't miss out on future science-backed health tips, subscribe to Ageless Vitality and activate notifications. Your journey to optimal health is built upon the consistent, wise choices you make each day. Choose wisely, choose simply, and embrace vitality.